Hello, we have with us an expert from the shipping, Sarath Chandra Balantrapu garu. This is a brief interview on behalf of Hyderabad Management Association's newsletter, the Management Review. We are going to discuss with him today about the shipping industry. Sir, with an extensive 40 years of your experience in the commercial sides of the shipping, what you think is the status of the industry, that you have been actually been a part of it?
Good morning, KP Garu. I started my shipping career in the early 80s, say around 80, 81. I joined Forbes as a trainee. Then those days, Forbes being Tata Group, we used to get all the shipping lines, whoever international shipping lines who used to come into India, we used to handle their agency. So I would say I was very fortunate to have a very, very good exposure towards the shipping industry as such. And to again come back, I started my career in Hyderabad, so which is a landlocked place. And I would like to mention here that we learned shipping, me and my colleagues, 2-3 of us, in the hard way, because for everything we used to have to go to Bombay or Chennai, because nothing was those days coming into Hyderabad as such. So we used to get the do projects, import of projects and import of machineries, import of drug intermediates for the pharma industry, which was just coming up, because those days IDPL was the leading drug manufacturer, which subsequently went sick, and all the the so-called now drug manufacturers are an offshoot of IDPL, like Reddy's, you have Standard Organics, you have
Hetero drugs and
Hetero, Natco, all those.
Hello, we have with us an expert from the shipping, Sarath Chandra. Sarath, what do you think of shipping in the early 19th century?
Those days we used to have these ships made out of, after the first World War, the steel just started coming in from German and Japanese industry, and the steel ships were being made, and the steamship, in fact, we had earlier it was all sailing with the to the winds and all. We were at the mercy of the winds.
Right.
But subsequently, the engines, the steam engines, SS, it was called as SS Poseidon.
Okay.
Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah,
so
there's
SS is steamship. So that is the meaning of steamship. So it was a steamship which used to have a funnel, the channel and the smoke coming out.
Yes.
It used to run on coal. So those days we used to have ships carrying all kinds of cargoes and all that.
Sarath, when did the concept of containerization came, ensuring the safe cargo transportation?
This is a very good question. In fact, today, if all our global cargoes, which are all moving right, left, right, and center, eastward, westward, northward, or southward, all the lines earlier it was to be bulk, like carriers of 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 ton carriers. So which was all like rice, liquid LPG, CNG, and fertilizers. They were all in food grains. They all used to go in bulk. Whereas the smaller parcels, like project cargoes and all, which were in packed condition, because of the multiple handling, say from factory to the port by truck, and in the truck again used to offload, then again put it on the ship. Then again take it to the discharge, load it and take it to the discharge port. Then again the same thing, unloading, then again putting it in the truck and taking it to the suppliers, the buyer's side. So these multiple handlings, there were a lot of damages occurring. That's when the containers picked up. This was, I would say, early 70s, after the World War and all that. And 70s it really started picking up, and we had the shipping companies came up with 20 feet and 40 feet containers. That is 20 into 18 into 8, and double that, 40 into 18 into 8. 20 feet was known as a TU, and 40-footer container was known as FAU. There is 20 equivalent units and 40 equivalent units. So all
Sarath, when you think is the concept of freight forwarding took place over the years?
Yeah, like earlier we were talking of containerization. Thanks to the containerization, and the concept earlier, the lines used to do port to port,
Okay.
but now it is door to door.
Right.
So we need someone to handle it. So the forwarders came in the picture. Apart from the freight brokers who do the custom clearance, filing the shipping bill for export and filing the bill of entry for import. So the concept of the freight forwarding took up, and all international agencies, they, in fact, to make money, even the shipping companies wanted to have their own logistics and forwarding division.
Okay.
So in-house, they used to make a lot of money by giving the door to door, and they used to give their own multimodal bill of lading.
I see. Oh.
Earlier it was a port to port bill of lading. Now it's a multimodal. It covers the rail or sea or even air, sea air, and and then at the other end again it is from sea into right to the up.
Right.
By us doorstep.
By those.
So this is the concept of, along with that was early 80s, I would say.
Okay.
Early 80s, around 85, 86, the concept of freight forwarding, took over.
So you think, Sarath, you think the freight forwarding actually has added value over the years to the shipping concept as it is?
Definitely. We used to have just shipping lines who were good at their own job.
Right.
Then when the freight forwarding took over, and they started coming into the field, right. They entered the field sort of.
Right.
They used to give multiple options to the trade.
Yeah. It's something like an insurance brokerage.
Yeah, if you don't want this, you have this, and they used to negotiate with various shipping lines.
Right.
And get the best of freight to the.
Yeah, that's the best
shipper.
part about the.
Yeah, about the freight forwarding. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you. Sarath, in the post-pandemic era, what is the concept of the change that you find in the shipping?
Yeah, today we are in a way, the shipping industry as such is in a very, very bad shape. Due to the pandemic, the ports got first affected because the port workers got affected by the pandemic, and they stopped coming. Then the unloading of containers or ships was stopped. So all the containers got stuck at various ports, and ships were waiting at all the major ports like Los Angeles, New York, Rotterdam, Hamburg, you name it. Colombo, Singapore, Dubai, Shanghai, Dalian,
even Indian ports
as Bombay, Mumbai, all our major, Chennai,
right.
Kolkata. The 30 days, 40 days is the waiting period because no cargo. Everything is stuck.
So what do you feel is a solution to clear this?
Slowly, the workers have started coming back.
I see.
And the things are now giving a. I would say the shipping industry is limping back to normalcy. By middle of 2021, right. We will have all normalcy, expected to have all normalcy.
Right. In terms of the technological upgradation, what kind of evolution you find in the shipping now? Circa 2021, to say?
Yeah, I would put it this way. Now, you find this everywhere. Technology is overtaking the humanity as such. Virtually.
Well, artificial intelligence and
all this coming up. Right. So luckily, shipping industry as such has been very tech savvy from the day one. Initially, I would put it this way, that early 80s, the bill of lading, which is a document, a negotiable document, which is through an LC. When you open the LC, that bill of lading, once the cargo is through and loaded on the ship, you get your bill of lading, was manually typed. Okay, those days. And today, technology is such that right from the day you put your cargo in your container, there is a GPS tag to it.
Right.
You can track your container, then where it is, then it is gone. The forwarder tells you, or the booking guy, that it is in so and so place, or you yourself can download the app. Right. Of the shipping line and or the forwarder and see where it is, and you can even track the ship. You type the ship's name, it will show you globally where it is.
Where it is.
So that much of technology has taken place, and to meet this technological
Advancement.
advancement,
Yeah.
the shipping, the ports and the terminals have got their software. It is known as Navispac.
Oh, okay.
Like, and here I would like to mention that Dubai ports, one of the biggest terminal holder today, they have almost control of 70% terminals worldwide.
Really?
Dubai ports. And in India we have Dubai ports in having their own setup at Bombay, then even Visakhapatnam Container Terminal.
I see.
30% stake is of 70 or 75 is of JM Bakshi, that is ULA, United Airline Agencies. The balance 20-25 is of there they are giving you the technology
I see. Okay.
to run the port.
Okay.
You know, where everything, you know, they have an X-ray, they have everything there.
Fantastic.
And Navispac, you can even track a container where exactly it is on the yard.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that can be done so that you, once the ship arrives,
Right.
you have a pre-plan.
Yes.
You on the screen you get where it is, how it has to go,
Yeah.
what is the order of loading.
Loading.
Because the heavy weights come in the bottom,
Perfect.
the lighter ones go at the top.
Yeah.
Then again the next port of call,
Right.
the next it might call, you know, some 5-6 ports en route.
Right.
Say from once it leaves Vizag, then it goes to Singapore, then maybe what do you call Singapore, then Hong Kong,
Right.
then Shanghai, then Dalian, then Tianjin, like
Right,
that.
right.
Then it might go to even East Coast. From there, it is just 12 days into LA,
Right.
and then, you know, Seattle, Vancouver.
Fantastic.
So if this could be a particular voyage, so the guy who's sitting in the terminal has to plan all this.
Yeah.
So he'll accordingly plan, and it is approved by the engineer even before he comes to the ship arrives at the port.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So it is also pre-planned, and technology is
So
the
nice to know
thing which is really, you know, taking care of all the shipping
And the daily routines.
Daily routines. Yeah, day-to-day.
Sarath, with so much of information that you gave, what you think actually is in store for the shipping industry? I'm not just talking about pandemic now. We are almost, it's behind us in a way. Assuming that so, because most of the trade is coming back to the normalcy. As you said, people are coming back to ports and all.
Yeah.
What you think actually is the future of the shipping industry?
Thanks to this, especially in relation to India, I would like to first talk. Thanks to our Prime Minister Modi ji, the steps he is taking in developing the economy. He's so focused, that making India, and Bharat Mala and Sagar Mala projects, Atmanirbhar project, making India project, and with the way now, thanks to the pandemic and Wuhan COVID-19,
Right.
China is taking a back step.
Yeah.
Entire world is waiting and watching what kind of relationship they should have with China.
Right.
So India is going to take an upper hand, and our GDP is expected to grow to, I think we are expecting around 2.2 to 3%. Against China 6%. That is a projection.
Right.
So I'm sure we will again fight back, and very, very shortly, next couple of years, it will be very bright. And once the economy picks up,
Right.
automatically the trade picks up.
Yeah, whether it's containerization.
Automatically,
shipping.
when the trade picks up, the shipping, the transport, everything pick up.
So in a way,
So
pandemic is like a boon to India. Would
Yes,
you say that?
it's a blessing in disguise.
Blessing
for
in
us.
disguise
Yes,
for us.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I find a very bright future for us.
That's
as
very
long as
Yeah.
as far as the commerce and
Yeah.
the shipping is concerned, especially for the Indian trade.
Indian
For the
trade.
Indian trade.
And we really thank you on behalf of Hyderabad Management Association for a very informative and practical view you had given, Sarath. And your extensive experience of over 40 years is actually quite reflective of this particular brief interview. And we look forward to have many more interactions with you. And we sign off here on behalf of Hyderabad Management Association newsletter, the Management Review. This is Krishna Prasad, editor of that newsletter, signing off. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Krishna. Thank you for your
Thank you very much.